Peace, y'all. I'm studying for the CCE1 in acupuncture school, and that goes over herbs, oriental medicine diagnosis, Western medicine, and it also goes on to acupuncture points. And so I really need a study buddy because my test is coming up in a week. So I am grateful that you're here, and study whatever you're studying too. All right, let's begin. Notice one by Gucci or original Gucci. This was a 6 ways in this one center. So Gucci original Gucci. Sudden sense and loss heat in the blood. Refers to normalize the heat under which continuously leads to hair loss. Skin that is hot and it's an initial touch, but whose heat diminishes with continuous touch. Insomnia, that's hard to explain. It's poor appetite, lassitude, weakness. Suffocating sensation in the chest, cardiac pain, drainage from lips, blood stagnation. Patient indicates having a flu button. manifestations of dry mouth and throat. So you have gastric region and discomfort, constipation, skin tearing, and thready pulse suggest stomach and deficiency. Dry mouth, yeah. The club manifestations and dry mouth and throat. Hours high of gastric rigidity and discomfort, constipation, skin tearing, and the ready pulse suggest. What is the thick part of the fluids? Thick fluids of the day. The gin is thin fluid, yay is thick fluid. Which of the following pulses is nowadays have access? The patient sleeps also into the organs that are affected by G deficiency. I was thinking liver descendants with muscles. That's what I have to look out for. Muscles. What's this one? We doing good. We doing good. Excuse me. much chi deficient. You have to give some anytime there's something that's inflamed, that's when it's smooth, intense, actually, it's really tight, cold. Includes requirements and occasions and patterns and loose tools of the entirety smooth. Water insulting because excess insults will central and serves the moderate deficient. So water insulting. Yay, I'm learning. Whew. Yeah, it's the moment, but we here. This is made it through an entire section. So I wanted to share a little bit of why I'm in acupuncture school, what made me join, how do I like it, how does it feel to be a melanated being in acupuncture school, studying Chinese medicine, and not knowing Chinese at the moment. Okay, so I enrolled in acupuncture school the beginning of 2024. So it's been about a year and a half that I've been in school, and I still have about a year and a half left. Like, my projected graduation date is 2026, so I'm super excited, like the end of it. And this is a program that's 5 years, but I've gotten it condensed down into 3. So that's pretty cool. No easy feat, but that's piling on credit and having some classes, being able to like not have to take those based on my experience in dental school as well. So why did I even want to become an acupuncturist? Well, let's start with the beginning. So this is a little known fact that Tupac's stepfather brought acupuncture to the States. In Brooklyn, he would be doing I'll find like more information. I'll probably do a whole video on it, but he was helping people who were in the prison system to detox off of hard drugs, so using acupuncture for addiction recovery. And that's a powerful thing, and that's something that our people in the Black community were experiencing, and they were getting help, like tangible, real help through acupuncture, which is, there's no use of drugs. So this was straight acupuncture, which is the needling technique, or acupressure, so that's no herbs as well. So in this acupuncture program, I'm able to, 1, practice acupuncture, which is the use of fine like needles to integrate on certain pressure points that are in the body. And I'll be licensed to be an herbalist, which is someone who is using herbal medicines in order to treat symptoms and signs in the body that can be showing based on imbalances and dis-ease, uneasiness in the body, which is beautiful, because I don't believe that we should be using pharmaceutical drugs in the way that it's being abused right now, because Mama Earth has already provided to us everything. And even these pharmaceutical drugs, they are mimicking natural occurring drugs, plants, and other chemicals that are naturally occurring in plants. So the only thing is that this could take longer. So that's really the reasoning behind it. How have we as humans become so impatient to not want to utilize natural occurring things that could be easier and better on our system overall over time? I guess that's what intrigues me about acupuncture. That's what intrigues me about studying herbs and learning herbs, and how certain herbal formulas impact certain body systems. And so another unique thing about Chinese medicine is because it blends philosophy and medicine. And so because I already have a background in biomedicine, which is, I refer to that as Western medicine, there are certain explanations that traditional Chinese medicine, TCM, gives us, but it's not in the same way. It's using philosophy as the basis. So specifically yin and yang philosophy. And then yin and yang have certain characteristics that are shown in our body. And any imbalances of this yin and yang can manifest in certain types of diseases, certain types of symptomology. And so when a patient presents to me, then I can think of it through a philosophical level and get to the TCM Oriental medicine diagnosis, while also connecting that to the Western medicine philosophy. So I'm able to now see it from that point of view, and also the philosophical TCM point of view, to now give a very nuanced perspective to my patients. And that is something that I want to continue to do, because now I do it on a smaller scale. Because I'm not an licensed acupuncturist, the way that I practice acupressure now is through my somatic stretches. So I help clients and patients move through regulating their nervous system with their breath, calming them down, and also opening up their muscles and tendons in a way that helps facilitate better chi movement, better blood movement, and soothing is the word that I'm looking for, soothing their nervous system from moving from fight or flight mode into rest and digest. And another way that I like to do that and really show my patients that this is happening in this way is taking their blood pressure before a somatic stretch with me and then after a somatic stretch. And 9 times out of 10, I see a stark difference between their blood pressure beforehand, before getting the stretch, and their blood pressure afterwards. So that helps show me that this is practical. Like, stretch therapy is practical, acupressure is practical, but it also shows them that there is literally a biochemical change in your blood pressure and your blood chemistry at that given moment due to the movement and the passive stretching you just received. That's fire, super hot fire, and I love it. So being able to impact patients in this way is cool. So just expanding my experience and my expertise. That's really why I'm in acupuncture school, so I can impact the world around me. There's also a very clear link, besides addictions, but also with fertility and acupuncture. And so fertility and acupuncture, that is something that I am wanting to do after I graduate. And if I ever go to get my doctorate, then I probably would do a thesis on fertility or addiction. I'm leaning towards fertility because that's something that both women and men in the millennial sphere, they're experiencing while they're trying to have children at this point in time, and moving forward. You know, most people are having children later, and so fertility issues can continue to rise because there's a lot of different factors that are affecting womb capacity, that are affecting sperm vitality, and that are being shown to us as different issues that could be going on within the woman's body or in the man's body that is causing the fertility issues in the first place. And it's not always a woman and it's not always a man. So having 2 practitioners look at both people in the couple, that would really be helpful. And that's not always done in a holistic manner. And so being in that space to be able to create those type of systems and programs is pivotal, definitely pivotal. So I guess as a melanated being, I am understanding that I have access to a lot. I have access to a lot of groups of thought. And I can look at these groups of thoughts in my own nuanced perspective. So yes, I'm learning TCM. However, while I'm learning herbs that are originating in China and other places, there's also similar herbs across the globe. So in India, similar herbs across Africa. And so being able to find indigenous herbs to certain lands will help me impact the people on those lands. So even herbs that are found mainly in North America, where I am located now. So it's just like being able to one, like have a visual representation and finding those herbs and finding those links in the entire, like with the entire globe. Like, okay, what herbs are similar to this? Where can I find this? In which region? What does it do? Like, that's very important. So that's an aspect of the curriculum as well. And then looking at the meridian system. So this is something that was really interesting, because when I was in dental school, I had the deep feeling that our bodies are not isolated. So often in dentistry, many people are like, yeah, like what's going on in your mouth, that's it. Like that's what's going on. Not thinking that your mouth is connected to your entire body, and it's one of the key orifices that we use to feed ourselves and to do a lot of different things with. We speak, all this with our mouth. So it's so important, and when we're looking at it in an isolated way, we can do our patients a disservice by not looking at the connection between all these. And so I saw the disparity of that thought process while in dental school, from dentists, student dentists, and even doctors, like medical doctors, not thinking that dentistry is valid because it only focuses on one aspect of the body. When in reality, your oral mucosa, so the gum lining, your tongue, all the moistness in your mouth, can show you different things that are happening in your internal organs, like your stomach, like your heart. And now studying TCM, I see there's clear correlation between your stomach and your tongue. There's clear correlation between your heart and your lips. So there's clear correlation. And because a lot of Western medicine is very isolated, independent type of thought process, and not looking at the body as a complete system, that can lead to misdiagnosis. That also can lead to unneeded disease progression, because no one is looking at the whole of what this person's symptomology is, what signs are coming out from the body, and what parts of the body, and how these parts of the body are all interconnected. So that's something that I learned with TCM, and I'm just like, wow, like I intuitively knew this, but now seeing that there's an entire philosophy in medicine that is based off of that notion and that truth is very, very heartwarming to know now. And so that also will help me impact the world around me and impact the people that may be experiencing like skimming or bypassing from medical providers because no one's looking at the whole. And so it's not saying that, okay, now I will have the ability to cure everything, but also I can help internal medicine doctors, help functional medicine doctors, help other people in the biomedical community think about the connection, so that we're not actually creating more harm than good for people that are our patients, and for the general public of how we educate, because that's key. Many people will do something or won't do something based on their level of knowledge and their ability to apply that knowledge, or seek out someone that's applying a certain type of knowledge, and they don't know if that person has their right interests, or if they're even looking at their body as a whole unit and not just an aspect of their body. So that's very interesting, and it's important for us to grasp, especially as practitioners, but as you are your own doctor. Like, that it may seem like unpopular to think, and I think it is growing in popularity, like this notion, but yeah, you are your first doctor. You know your body inside and out. You know what elements affect you, what aspects of your body. And if you don't know that, then you're not paying attention. And this is a sign that you should begin to pay attention. Because if you don't know what's going on with your body and you're not paying attention of what affects it, what doesn't affect it, what flares up certain things, what doesn't flare up certain things, then now you don't have a lot of subjective data to give your primary care physician, to give your holistic practitioner, to give anyone else to be able to research, diagnose, and figure out what's going on, because you're not sharing enough, because you're not paying attention enough. So I guess that looking at your doctor, practitioner, whoever you go to for anything with your body, anything. I don't care if it's a teeth cleaning, I don't care if it's a facial, a dermatologist visit, if it's a gynecologist visit, whatever the case may be, not being connected with your body and expecting someone else to just because they have raw data on the masses, to be able to give you a specific individualized approach. That is not spoken about enough in medicine, and there are a few practitioners, usually functional medicine doctors, that help bridge that gap. So if you want to ever know more about functional medicine and functional like internal testing and different things like that, I know a few functional medicine doctors that I could refer you to. But yeah, the reason why I wanted to speak on this is because it's very nuanced. I've been studying a lot. I really needed a buddy, so I'm glad that you're here. And if you stuck through the end of this entire video, I appreciate you, and I will continue to show the inside scoops of what's going on in acupuncture school, how I feel about it, and what I'm learning, and why it's so important of a practice to be able to bring to the masses. So yeah. And last but not least, let's talk about myself being a melanated being in the acupuncture school. And mind you, like, there's not that many. I just saw another black woman the other day there. So only 2 of us, 1 man. That's it. So we're holding it down. But also we're able to look at another person's culture and find value in it and bring it to our people to impact that even more, and also have nuanced perspective when other people that are not a part of our culture interact with us and ask us our opinion on their own medicine. We look at it in different ways, and that's what's beneficial. So if more of us can reach out to different cultures, respect that culture, not try to control that culture, and really sit in awe of that culture, then now we can look at that culture and whatever their philosophy is, whatever practices they have, through a nuanced lens, and bring it back to your home, your space, your community, and impart it in the best way you know how. So there is sometimes like the assumption that, okay, since you're here, you must be like super smart, this must be super easy. But a lot of the core of TCM is in Chinese, so everything that we're learning that is in English has been translated. And as you know, that there's things that are lost in translation. So that's why a lot of practitioners are like, well, you're not going to be an official doctor until you learn Chinese. Do I think I'm going to learn Chinese, or do I have the aspiration to learn Chinese? Not fully, not in the entirety of the language. However, learning Chinese names with herbs, making sure I learn deeper Chinese philosophy, so like the different aspects of qi and different essences in the philosophy, I do think it's very important to know in Chinese. However, there's aspects of this that, like, making sure it's not always lost in translation. I think that's probably the more difficult thing to make sure of, because not all of our teachers are primarily English speaking teachers. Like, that's not their native language, their mother tongue, their first tongue. And so there's things that even with that are lost in translation. I think about how when I speak in Spanish, not all the time I'm able to articulate the points that I would like, even though I have the general concept down. It's just like, can I go down a rabbit hole with this thought process in this language? You know, and that takes mastery. And there's people who have mastered that, and I think it's beautiful. But yeah, I guess that's kind of my soft tangents of acupuncture school and all that. And thank you for studying with me. And I will see you in the next one.